Hey, everybody! Who's out there? Let's see who's out there. Somebody's going to be out there any minute now. That's if we go live. What's going on, everybody? Let's see who gets in the stream first. I always like to see who's first. Get like first prize or second prize. For those of you who are watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Hey, Noah, what's going on? Noah's out there. What's going on, Noah? Hope you're doing well. I'm typing and talking at the same time. How are things tonight? Definitely doing good on this end. We are doing well. And hey, Stacy's in here. What's going on, Stacy? How are you? We got a fun show for you tonight, I think. I hope you guys will like it. I think it'll be a little bit different. It's going to be Disney-centric to a point, but not fully Disney. We're going to talk about bucket list destinations tonight. Places we might want to go in Disney. Disney destinations. Hey, Arjons, what's going on? How are you? Thank you guys for being here. We're talking bucket list destinations tonight. And I actually have several, and I want to definitely hear from you guys tonight as to different places that you'd like to go, or Disney stuff too, because I actually have several on my list that are Disney bucket destinations. So we'll definitely get into all of those, but I'm glad you guys are here. Got a few watching. I don't know if you guys saw Megan's Mickey's Magic last night. I know Arjons was there. Stacey, I think you were there. I know Noah was there. That was a good show last night. Always like to do something a little bit different than what everybody else does. That's why we kind of go Costa Rica. Whew, Stacy, I've never even thought about Costa Rica. That's a really, really interesting place to pick. Why would you pick Costa Rica? What is it about Costa Rica that you like? Is there a resort down there that you want to go to in Costa Rica? It's very beautiful, and I know it's right on the water, but it's like there a specific resort down there that you're looking into? Because I never even thought about Costa Rica. I'll have to look that up myself. Oh, I'm sorry, Stacy. I hope everything's okay. Costa Rica, that's a good pick, actually. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, the beaches, the ruins, okay. That's not where the Mayan ruins are, is it? Maybe it is. But that's pretty neat. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm looking at some pictures of Costa Rica now. That's a good pick, actually. Absolutely. How about you, Noah or Arjons? Anywhere specifically you're looking at? Hey, there's Cargo! Hey, Cargo, how are you? Oh, see, there you go. Cargo knows all about Costa Rica. I've never been to Costa Rica. And I'll be honest with you. Hi, Cargo. I have to be honest with you. On my list of picks, there's going to be very few that are going to involve beaches. And that's really funny because I love the water and I love the beach. But my picks for places I want to go and bucket list places that I'm hoping to get to one day do not include beaches, which is really weird. Except one. I'm sorry. Now that I think about it, there is one that actually does include a beach. And actually, I'll give that one first because it's not really at the high top of my list, but it's right there. And of course, that's Hawaii. And that's one of the bucket list places that Melissa and I would like to do. And we want to stay at Aulani. And of course, everybody knows, with Disney has the Aulani Resort out there now. I would love to go to Hawaii one day. I think that the problem with Hawaii for me is going to be the flight there and back. I'm not big into flying. Anybody out there been to Hawaii? I've never been. My parents have been and they loved it. But Hawaii is a bucket list place for me. And I would prefer it to be at Aulani. I know there's other places you could go and do, but I think I'd rather do Hawaii. Jamaica. Okay, yep, Jamaica's a good pick too, Cargo. Never been to Jamaica. I've been to the Bahamas, but I've never been to Jamaica. But Jamaica is another really beautiful place. Absolutely. But, yep, see, it's funny because a lot of folks, when they talk about where, number one on my list is Baltimore. Richard, you're funny. That can't be a bucket list place. You've already been there. Baltimore, you're funny. Trust me, it's not where you want to be. I'm sure that's not the top of your list. Well, that's good, though. Thank you. I've never been there. Oh, my goodness gracious. Good morning, Baltimore. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, there's Dean. What's going on, Dean? We are talking about bucket list destinations. Hey, John. John Hazelton in here. Machu Picchu. Okay. John, I'm glad you're here. Machu Picchu is a good pick. Actually, that's a really cool place, too. Really cool place. I've heard of Machu Picchu, and I know isn't that another beach place? Oh, no, it's not. I guess it's, that's like the ruins, too. Yeah, that would be really cool, Stacy. That's a great pick, actually. All right, Dean, where are you going in 1 week? Unless it's Disney. But you've already been to Disney, so does that count? John, glad you're here. Definitely, everybody chime in. I want to hear some of your bucket list places. And don't just give me one. Give me a couple of them. Machu Picchu, is that a Pokemon? My boys would know, Cargo, if it was a Pokemon for sure, but I don't think it is. Hey, Brian's in here. Brian, hey, Sherry, perfect person for this episode. I almost sent you a message, Sherry, to have you on as my guest host tonight to talk about travel places, because that's what we're talking about tonight is Disney, or not Disney, but bucket list destinations for sure. So I'm glad you're in here. There's Melissa laughing at me already. Is it London or Paris? Dean, is that where you're going? Are you going there? Yeah, Brian, that's Pikachu, not Machu Picchu. Maybe they're cousins. Everybody's got some... the Inca ruins. Okay, I got you. Oh, that's really funny. But yeah, Hawaii is one of mine for sure. You going to both France and, oh my gosh, that's going to be awesome. London and France. Oh my gosh, yes. Dean, you're going to have a great time. Make sure you take plenty of pictures. And I got to be honest with you though. For me, I think I'd rather see London than I would Paris. And I know a lot of people say that they probably don't think that's, oh my gosh. But I think I'd rather see London, England, than I would Paris, France. I don't know. For something about it. Maybe it's because it's Big Ben, or or some of the other things they have over there. But I think I'd rather see London. How about you guys? Has anybody else ever been to London or Paris? Never been to either one of them. Melissa says she sees London, I see France. Oh, senior trip. Okay. There you go. Brian lived in Germany as a kid for a few years. Oh, Germany. It's funny, Brian, and I think this castle, what's I can't even pronounce it. That one castle that I think is in Germany that's really beautiful. That's another one of my bucket list places. I don't even know if I could pull it up and show you guys, but it's the Neuenscheiss Castle or something like that. Anybody, do you know the one I'm talking about? I'm going to try to pull it up for you guys and give you a picture of it. But it's one of my bucket list places. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'm going to show you a picture of it. But it's I can't think of the name of the castle that it is. It's this castle right here. I'll show you a picture of it. I don't know if you can see that castle, but it's that one right there is the one I'd like to go see in Germany. That's another one of my bucket list places is Germany because of all the different castles that they have. John, New York's really cool. Been to New York. Oh, Spain, Valencia. Very good, Cargo. That's another great place. John, New York is really awesome. If you haven't been to New York, for sure, it really is a great place to visit. I would say it's highly, highly recommended. So many different things to do. So many different attractions and different things that you can visit. The Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, Times Square, Broadway, Fifth Avenue. It's awesome up in New York. So many different things to see, especially at Christmas time too. At Christmas time, New York is beautiful. Yeah, I think you should. Now, I will say New York is probably one of the most expensive places to live, but it's a great place to visit. And it's really not that hard to get to on this side. I mean, you can stay on the outskirts of New Jersey and get to New York pretty easily, for sure. And just reading everybody's comments, I appreciate it. Yes, Sherry, I would like to do a river cruise too and see all the castles. That would be really, really neat. But John, yeah, New York is very nice. I would say, as to places to stay, you're going to want to stay. You know, Sherry, you could probably chime in on this if you wanted, but I don't know how, if you want to stay right in the heart of Manhattan or maybe on the outskirts, because again, you can get taxi cabs and things like that. But they also have bus tours that you can take, and they have hop on, hop off type bus tours where you can take tours all around Manhattan and New York City, and you can get on and off as much as you want and see, specific landmarks around New York, which is really nice. So keep that in mind. Yeah, New York is a great place to visit for sure. But I want to visit Germany. I think Germany has so many beautiful castles, and it's such a beautiful countryside as well. Yes, there you go, Cargo. Absolutely, yep. And we did that as well. It's funny, I actually did one of my bucket list things. It was probably about 7 or 8 years ago. My friend and I, we actually got on the set of David Letterman. We were part of the live studio audience for David Letterman one time. That was one of my bucket list things that I actually won tickets for. So we did. We took a bus up to New York, went to New York for the day, went to the Letterman show, saw the David Letterman show, and then came back. So that was really kind of neat. Yes, John, you'll have a good time with it. Stacey, are you kidding me? Are they really your cousins, or are you just kidding with me? I have to know for sure now, Stacey. Let me know if you're telling the truth or not. And John, definitely research because you'll like it. New York's a good town to visit for sure. Brian, a bus tour in Italy, and we'll get to Italy a little bit later. That sounds pretty darn awesome. Yeah, Dean, it was pretty neat to do a Letterman show. I tell you, it was really neat to be in that audience. It's amazing just how small that studio is, though. When you look at it, you think it's gigantic, but it's really not. And his stage where he sits on, very small as well. R. Johns does want to go to Canada. I know who he wants to meet when he goes there, Cargo. Yes. Sherry, actually you can. You can do, I think there's even, at least there was, a Disney cruise that went out of New York at one point. And we have Carnival cruises that go out of Baltimore. They go to Bermuda and they go to the Bahamas. So there's actually cruises out of Baltimore and New York that you could get, which is really kind of nice because for the longest time, there never used to be cruises out of the Northeast. You used to always have to go to the South to get them, whether it was Galveston or you had to go to Port Canaveral or Miami to get those types of cruises. So yeah, there's plenty of other options now. Oh wow, Stacy, that's amazing. That is really, really cool. Do they know you? Do they know that you're related? Have you ever talked to them or ever tried to make contact? That's actually pretty neat. Wow, how about that? And Cargo, I would like actually to go to Canada as well. There's a lot of different beautiful towns or cities in Canada. I know Melissa's been to Canada. If she's still on here, she's been to Canada at least once. I know for sure, and she loved it. She thought it was great. I think she went. I want to say it was Quebec, or was it Toronto, Melissa? If you're in there, she'll tell you. John, if you're visiting from the UK and you're coming to New York, you're going to probably want. If you want to do a lot, I would probably say you're going to need probably a week because there's other areas you could visit too. Because you're not far from Connecticut, you're not far from Rhode Island, you're not far from Philadelphia, other historical areas that you could visit over here. So I would say you probably want a week. I don't necessarily know that you need the entire week in New York, but that probably would be a good idea. Oh, Brian said Japan. Good one. Quebec, Melissa. That's what it was in Nova Scotia. Okay. That's where she went. Stacy, that's funny. Oh, no, if we have never met or talked to them. Yeah, well, that's all right. Hey, you can still say you're related to them. That's really cool. I think that's really cool. There you go. Cargo's going to give a bus tour for everybody. Nova Scotia. There you go. There you go. Arjohn's been to the Niagara Falls, and that's one I've never been to. Arjohn's. I've never been to Niagara Falls. I think Melissa's been there too. She's been to a few places I haven't been. Train ride through Canada, Stacy. That does sound really, really nice. Now, the other place I want to visit as my bucket list place is, for me, it has to be Italy. And for me, I give you guys full disclosure, I would love to go to Rome. I'm a Catholic. Don't get mad at me, anybody out there that's not. But I would love to visit Rome. I would love to visit the Vatican. So many different historical sites over there that I would just think would be fantastic to see. Florence. I'd love to go to Venice. I just would love to go to Italy. Italy's probably my #1 bucket list thing, and I think Melissa can agree with that. But has anybody ever been to Italy? Our church actually just went to Italy in October, and we're kind of kicking ourselves that we didn't go. But I would love to go to Italy for sure. Cargo wants us to all come visit her in Canada. That would be really nice. Canadian Rockies. There you go, Dean. That's a good one. Absolutely. East Coast, Brian. I'm telling you, East Coast is really nice. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of beautiful areas over here. Yep, just say happy birthday, Stacy. That's for true. Archons, I'm not sure why you're not a mod. I'll make you a mod after the show today, for sure. That way you are a mod. Brian, you've been inside the Sistine Chapel? Oh, man, I'm so jealous. That is definitely on my bucket list for sure. That's actually our next trip Melissa and I do, or our first trip. Any kind of big trip we do, Italy is where we're going first. We have to go to Italy. It's got to be #1. And I would really like to do an Adventures by Disney Italy trip. That's always been on my list to do. I think that would be really, really nice. But I think Italy has to be my #1 all-time overall bucket list place to go. Because there's so many different places you could go, and there's so many different types of tours you could do. And I know Adventures by Disney has some really great tours that you can do with them, and everything's VIP with Adventures by Disney. So you're like the front of the line. You get like a private tour of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. It's really, really neat, some of the things you get through Adventures by Disney. But Italy has to be #1 on my list. Oh, Ecuador and the Equator. Good one, Stacy. Never thought about that. Yes, and St. Peter's Square as well, Brian. Absolutely. Yeah, Dean, it's just my #1. I'm sorry. Rome is, there's just something about it. It's such so much history there, throughout time. It's got to make the list. It's just got to make the list. Pompeii. Yep, Pompeii, Florence, all good places. Cargo, Hawaii's right there for me too. I'm sorry, gotta go at some point to Hawaii. It's such a beautiful place. My mom and dad loved it. They cruised the Hawaiian Islands. They went for 2 weeks and did a cruise all around the Hawaiian Islands, and they said it's probably the best trip they ever took in their life. Yep, it's so many great places to go. But Italy is just something about Italy for me. I don't know. I mean, there's so many. I can't even begin to tell you which one I would want to visit first. But there, you have all the different areas that you could go there, and it's just fantastic. And I've never been. Has anybody ever been to Italy? Can anybody give us any information on Italy? Did they like it? Did they not like it? Stacy, you actually picked another one of mine on my bucket list. Yeah, no, Detroit didn't make my top 10 either, Dean. But Stacy, New Zealand absolutely makes the bucket list for me because of Middle Earth. I would love to see some of the areas where they filmed the Lord of the Rings. I totally agree 100%. John, Caribbean cruises are really, really nice. My parents have loved those too. Again, we haven't done a lot of traveling outside the United States. Melissa and I, we're trying to change that. But yes, that Caribbean cruise you would absolutely love. Yep, there you go, Cherry. Sherry's saying it right there. Adventure by Disney Tours or something she has too. And I'm telling you, if you look into, they're not cheap. I will say that. Those Adventure by Disney trips are not cheap at all. But they are really nice, and they like include everything. They really, they really include everything for sure. So look into them, guys. If you're looking into something like that, that might be right up your alley for sure. Got a little tickle there. My apologies. Oh, wow, Brian, that's really cool. Yeah, Cargo, I've never been to Italy either, but it's not, oh my God, there's so many different places I'd like to go. Melissa's right, too. That's the other thing, too, is there's a lot of places inside the continental United States for us here that we would like to see as well. Yeah, New Zealand makes the list. Cargo, I can't believe you've never seen The Lord of the Rings. And see, if Meg was on here tonight, Meg would be really, really surprised by that as well, because he's a big Lord of the Rings fan. But New Zealand, even if you're not a Lord of the Rings fan, New Zealand is such a beautiful, beautiful place. It's so far away, though. It takes like almost a day to get there. It's like a 17-hour flight. But man, is it beautiful. What an incredible place. You would like a Cargo there for sure. Oh, Billy Ocean. Cargo's going to sing some Billy Ocean for us. I know who Billy Ocean is, Cargo. Oh my gosh, yes, Brian. I would definitely do that. That would be one of the things that would be first on my list is real Italian pizza. I agree 100%. Melissa's right there with me. I know she is. If we went to Italy, that would be one of the first things we did. But I'd also have to get some sort of pasta as well to try some of their pasta because it would be fantastic. I know it would. Yes, Dean said go watch all 3 tonight, Cargo. That way, that'd be about 9 hours, maybe 10 hours worth of movies, but you could do it. Cargo, that's fine. It may not be your thing. I totally get that. Yes, Cargo, that's a good idea for you, Cargo. Maybe one time you can do your top 10 movies for sure. Top 10, 109 movies. That would be a really long show. Okay, so I've done, well, I didn't say New Zealand, but I am. New Zealand, I've done Rome, I've done Hawaii, I've done Germany. Another one of the places that I really want to do, or bucket list thing I want to do, is a Disney cruise. Melissa and I, that's next for Melissa. Melissa really wants to do a Disney cruise. We haven't done a Disney cruise yet. We would love to do a Disney cruise, but I don't think I want to do one of the 3 or 5 day cruises. I think I want to do a 7 or 8 day cruise to really enjoy it. And Sherry, if you're still here, I don't know what you think. I'm sure the 3 to 5 are great, but I would love to do a 7 or 8 day cruise using a Disney cruise. And I would really like to go to the Caribbean, not to the Bahamas. Yeah, I believe it, Cherry. It's a long flight. Yes, Dean, I'm telling you, Disney cruise. I had a friend of mine who took a Disney cruise, and she was a big cruise person. She had done many different cruises, and she did a Disney cruise for the first time, and she said it was the best cruise she ever took. And I've heard that a lot from folks, that they say the Disney cruises are amazing. Now, I've never been on them, and they're not cheap, but Melissa and I would really like to do a Disney cruise. Yeah, see, at least 5 day. I agree. I would really like to do a 7 or 8 day cruise. And I know that they just bought, and Sherry, you can probably verify this, I think Disney just bought another private island down that way. So they're going to have a second private island, not just Castaway Cay. Hey, Isaac. Hey, Isaac. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Glad you're here. Sorry, I just saw your name there. Wow, Brian, how about it? Brian, you've done a lot of stuff. How about that? Japan would be really cool, too. I'd like to go to Japan one time. Yes, Dean. We've only done one cruise. Melissa and I did one cruise out of Baltimore, and it was okay. It wasn't great, but it was still a great experience, and I think I'd like to try it again. Isaac's in the house, everybody. Make sure you say hi to Isaac. Yeah, Stacy, I agree. They do really good vlogs for sure, and I would love to do the Disney cruise. I think that would be great. I've never done it before. Arjohn's cruises are pretty cool. Again, most people, cruises are really kind of weird because you either really like them or you do them once and you're like, no, I'm not going to do them again. For most people, and I think for the most part, most people, when you do a cruise, you love it because everything is incorporated in that cruise. You know, it's all inclusive. Your food, your room. I mean, you have to buy an excursion here and there, but for the most part, everything's all inclusive, and the food is really good on most cruises, if not all of them. Ray J, hello, welcome in. We are talking about bucket list destinations. Glad you're in here. Thank you for stopping in. We are talking bucket list destinations, and I'm telling you, we got a lot of good places tonight. People are really picking some great places. Really, John, that's really interesting. Different types of trips. Huh, interesting. It's funny how they could be so different even though they're in the same... I say that, but I don't know. How close were they? You know, how close was Venice and Rome? They're probably not that close. Yes, Stacy, you are 100% correct when you say that about cruises. Talking about leaving on a cruise from warmer water because it's smoother sailing. That is absolutely true. When we left out of Maryland, when we took our Baltimore cruise out of Baltimore, it was in November, so it was cold. And it was rough seas. So I tend to agree with you there that if you can take it out of a warmer site, you're going to have warmer, less volatile waters. The waters will be more calm. So I do agree. Isaac's in the house. Ray's in the house. Ray, I knew it was you. Fair enough. I understand. No problem. I'm glad you're here. Definitely glad you're here. Definitely. Let us know, guys. I want to hear some of your other places. And let me know some of the places you've been because they might be on my bucket list and I might have some questions about them because there are so many different places that we've wanted to go over the years, Melissa and I. And it's always about cost. Cost is never easy. And it's always about trying to find those deals for places that you'd like to go. I think another one of the places that makes my bucket list is also inside the United States is, for me, I would really like to visit Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore would be fantastic. I've never been, obviously. I think it looks to be fantastic. And I would love to be able to go out to Mount Rushmore. Has anybody been to Mount Rushmore? I think that looks fantastic. And Sherry says she's doing a 7-day Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas. That's a big... Isn't the Oasis of the Seas, Sherry, isn't that the largest boat now? Is that the one? Cargo said, don't forget the Packer. Oh, there is an Eisenhart Castle. How about that, Brian? I didn't know that. Cargo, if you want to talk about Maine lobster, talk to Melissa. Melissa's dad owns a restaurant up in Maine. So she might be able to hook you up. She does, and his food is good. He's got really good food. He absolutely does. He's got really good food, and he's up in Maine. So I think the restaurant actually is right on the border of Maine and New Hampshire. But Melissa's family's all from Maine, and her dad's been doing a seafood restaurant for, geez, I don't know, 30 years at least. So there you go. She can hook you up with some Maine lobster. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, Stacy. South American jungles, looking for the lost Inca city. See, they scare me down there. I don't know. I'd be afraid I'd catch malaria or something. I really do. Oh my gosh, but that would be a really neat trip too. Get Melissa a wrench. Oh, yeah, I know. I never think about mods, folks. I never even think about it. First off, I never think I have to worry about it because I'm not going to have like 100 people watching. But I will. I'll have to get her listed as a mod as well. And I got to get R. Johns in there as a mod. I know he wants to be a mod. Oh, nice, Brian. That's really nice. That's really cool. Absolutely. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. But I want to visit, the other place I want to visit, and you guys, again, it's another one of those places outside the United States, and this is a biggie for me, is I would really like to visit China and walk along the Great Wall of China. I think that would be one of the neatest things around, is to be able to say that you were on the Great Wall of China and walked some of the Great Wall of China. That would be really, really cool. Probably never going to happen. But I think it would be fantastic. Fantastic for sure. Yes, R. Johns, I'll be adding you as a mod, I promise. I just have to, I never think about mods. I just never think about it. I'm like, I have like 5 or 6, and I'm like, oh, that's enough. But I'll add more today, I promise. I'll get you guys added for sure. I appreciate everybody for all the help they give us. Mods are great. It's amazing how important they are, too. And I saw that, was it 2 weeks ago, Cargo? And I think you were there, and I know Dean was there, when Megan had her live stream, and she had some unrulies, I'll call them unrulies, popping in on her live stream, and they showed you just how important they are. Yeah, John, that makes sense, where Venice would seem a little more relaxed and Rome was more fast-paced. I believe that. I believe that, because probably Rome, maybe not, I don't know, it may not be, but Rome's probably definitely a lot more of a tourist place, and they're definitely hustle-bustle. That could be why. But they both are places I would love to go. Cargo, it would still be really nice. I wouldn't walk the entire wall, but a good portion. I would like to do it one time, just to be able to say I walked on the Great Wall. That would be a really cool thing to say. Not that it's ever going to happen, but it is a bucket list. Yeah, archaeology. Stacy, oh my gosh, archaeology. I don't know if I could do archaeology. Yeah, it was, Stacy. It was terrible when she had all those trolls, for sure. But she handled it well, and the mods were really good that night. Everybody got it. Got everybody taken care of. And, you know, it's unfortunate when they do that, because ultimately it takes away from it. And I don't really understand the whole, you know, what's the incentive to want to do that in a, you know, in a live stream? What do you get from it? So I kind of wish they didn't, but she did real well. John, I don't think I would ever go. I have to admit, guys, and let me know what you would do. I don't think I would ever go overseas on tours by myself and just do my own thing and just wing it. I would think I would have to have a planned tour with people that know what they're doing, know where they're going, and can get me there. I don't think I'm the type that would have enough faith in myself or courage enough to just say, oh, let's just go to Europe and do our own thing and just wing it. I couldn't do that. I couldn't. I'd have to have tours, for sure, and tour guides. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do my own thing. Cargo, that may be the closest we get to China. So that might be what we have to do. Hey, Dean, no problem. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate you stopping in for a little bit. Everybody, if you haven't already, please go out and check the live place. Dean does a great job. A lot of great live streamers on there. All family friendly. Really wonderful. The live place is the host. Dean and his group, they do a fantastic job. Thank you to Dean for everything as usual. Obviously, guys, if you haven't already hit the like button for me, please do so. Just go out there and hit that like button. All the likes are very important. They definitely help out the channel. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to have research as well. I agree with you. I can't say that I would do it otherwise, John, without it, because it's just not something I could do. But it would be hard. It wouldn't be easy. I can't imagine going over. Like, I had a friend of mine who actually backpacked Europe. I don't see how. And he said, "Oh, I'll get a hotel when I get there." I could never do that. I could never do that. R. John's just got finished watching Moana. Is that the first time, Arjan, you've seen that, or have you seen that before? Because I've not. I liked Moana. Shanghai did. There you go, Ray. You hit it. That was one of the other ones that made my list. If you looked at the little thumbnail, I think I put Shanghai on there. But Shanghai is one of the ones as well for Disney. Shanghai Disney is the one overseas park out of all of them that I want to go to, and it's probably because it's the newest and it's got the most updated and technology-wise, the best rides. But I definitely want to see Shanghai for sure. I agree, Ray, 100%. So many different great things over there, whether it's Tron, whether it's the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and if anybody hasn't seen that yet, make sure you check that out. It's fantastic. But it's awesome. Yep, but I would really love to see Shanghai for me. And mainland China would be really neat. I don't know much about China, but I've seen a lot of the areas, and it's pretty beautiful over there for sure. No, Brian, I didn't know that. I'll be sure to put that in the park overview playlist. Thank you for telling me, because I thought it was. I didn't realize my Main Street wasn't in there, but I'll add that for sure. No problem. Thank you, Cargo. I'll be here. I'll be here a little bit longer, about another 20 minutes or so. I definitely want to hear some other places, guys. And Ray, you talk about Shanghai, and what I really like about that place is they've really kind of taken it up a notch when it comes to the rides and how they've incorporated the Imagineering over there. And of course, as you can see, it's coming back, and they're trying to bring some of it back to the United States. And I think that's one of the disadvantages. Hey, Florida Fanatics, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you for being here. We are talking about our top bucket list destinations, and we've gone everywhere. We've gone pretty much everywhere, all around the world. But I want to hear from you. What are some of the places you'd like to go to? But right now we're talking about Shanghai, and I think Shanghai looks to be fantastic. Now, I don't know how expensive it would be to get over there, but I would really like to do Shanghai one time as well. Stacy said, for sure. There's a place that has not made the list, Florida Fanatics, Abu Dhabi, Ferrari World. There you go. That's really, really neat. See, I wouldn't even have thought of that place, for sure. That's fantastic. That would be a pretty neat place to go. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Abu Dhabi, isn't that where the largest building in the world is, or the tallest building in the world is? So that's another neat thing you could see over there. Ferrari World has the fastest roller coaster. How about that? I wonder how fast that thing goes. That must go really, really fast, because there are a lot of ones out there that are really fast. Sure. Hey, Ray, no problem. I appreciate you stopping in. Thank you very, very much. Definitely appreciate you stopping in for a little bit. Again, we just a cool stream tonight talking about bucket list places, so that's really nice. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Definitely much appreciated. Oh, it's in, okay, Dhabi. Oh, Dubai. I'm thinking Abu Dhabi. I'm sorry. Dubai. Yes, I got you, Florida Fanatics. Dubai is where the largest building is. I got you. Abu Dhabi is where Ferrari World is. See, I'm thinking of the same place, so there you go. Thank you. That's pretty neat. How about that? But, yeah, there are so many different things. And, of course, the other place that we've never been that is a major bucket list place is Disneyland. We've never been to Disneyland yet. And there's a lot of different things coming to Disneyland. I don't know if you guys saw the news today, but Disney announced some of their plans for the new Marvel land that they're going to have out at Disneyland, and some of the things that it's going to entail. And if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go out there and look at it, because they got a lot of really cool stuff for the Marvel land. It's going in the area where the Bugs Land used to be. That's now closed, and they're reimagining that whole area for Marvel, and it looks to be pretty amazing. Oh, jeez. That's another one, John. I never even thought of that. Greece is another place that's really, really nice. Would love to see that. Oh, Cargo's back. Hey, Cargo, welcome back. I've never been. Florida Fanatics, I don't even know where that is. The Burj Khalifa? You'd have to tell me a little bit more about that. because I don't know where that even is. I'd have to look that up just to see what that is, because I don't know that place. It's called the Burj. I'll have to look it up. See, now I'm going to look it up. Because now I got to see what it is. Oh, that's the building. Okay. Okay, that's the building. Okay, yeah, that is a really neat building. Look at the size of that. That's incredible how big that is. Yes, Arjan, I saw that. I saw you're going to be there tomorrow. Absolutely. I'll be sure to watch Corey Meets World and watch the live stream and look for you. We definitely will be watching tomorrow. Depending upon what time it is, because I do have ball tomorrow night, volleyball, so I have to have to do that first. But I'll be watching afterwards. But that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad you'll be there with Corey. Yes, Cargo. That's a good point. That's a good point about Greece. Feta cheese, onions, black olives. I'm with you. I'm not on the same playing field with any of those as well. Yeah, the Marvel Land looks really cool, Brian. I'm telling you, it looks like they're going to do a really nice job. And that Spider-Man ride, which I won't give too much of that away, folks. Look into that Spider-Man ride because it looks to be fantastic. That ride looks to be incredible. I don't know how they're. I think Toy Story Land, but Spider-Man, and instead of a gun where you're shooting darts and balls and stuff like that, how about a web slinger, and you'll be shooting your webs. It sounds really amazing. Stacy, I don't have dietary needs, but I am very picky with what I eat, and that's one of the things. And anybody that's traveled around the world, you could help me with that and let us know. That's one of the things that scares me, is I don't know if my taste buds or appetite would do well with foreign food. I just, I'm so used to American food, meat and potatoes. I don't know how well I do. It might be really great food, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I would like it. Melissa will love it. I know she will. But that's one of the things that scares me about traveling abroad. Florida Fanatics, there you go. Yeah, that's some really great places. Definitely exotic, for sure. Oh my God, Stacy. Yeah, it's true, Cargo. I'm a very picky eater, and that's what worries me about traveling abroad. I just don't know. I might lose weight because I might not eat very much because I might not like the food. So I agree 100%. And Stacy, The Amazing Race is one of my favorite shows of all time on television. It's my favorite reality show, and by far. We watch it religiously every single year. And Melissa and I can't do it, but my son and I always said we wanted to do The Amazing Race. That would be really cool. That would be really, really cool. That's why Melissa's commenting, because she knows how much my son and I, my oldest and I, really love The Amazing Race, and we always said we should go on that show. That would be really neat. That is a way to see the world for sure, though. You know what, Brian? I don't know. I just don't know. Hey, there's Megan. Megan, you don't have to be... don't watch while you're driving, please. Don't worry about us. Your safety comes first. Meg, we are talking about our bucket list destination, and we have had so many different places to go or want to go. Everybody has picked all kinds of different places. It's really amazing some of the places they picked. I thought were really, really cool. And I'll tell you another place I'd like to go, folks, is Scotland. Scotland has some of the most beautiful countryside, and again, some of the most famous castles out there. And I think that would be such a great place to visit, is Scotland as well. Just so beautiful. That entire countryside is just amazing. Has anyone ever been to Scotland? I would love to visit Scotland sometime. Yes, listen and drive only. Cargo's right, Meg. Oh, Brian, it's not that I wouldn't want to try Mongolian barbecue. I'm sure that I would try it. again, with my taste buds, I don't know how I would do it. Yeah, Cargo, I'm telling you, Scotland is such a beautiful place. I think that would be an amazing, amazing trip. I just don't know, weather-wise, does Scotland ever get warm? Because every time I always see it, it always looks to be cold and damp and rainy and overcast. And I always wonder, does it ever get warm and sunny in Scotland? I know where they are located in the world. Maybe they don't. But I don't know. I think Scotland would be a great, great place to visit. Just amazing if we could ever do it, for sure. Stacy says her cousin went to Scotland on his dream trip to golf. There you go. Yep, they definitely have a lot of great places to golf there. Oh, my gosh, Stacy, that's crazy. Hopefully he still got to golf. They left the golf clubs behind. Oh, my gosh, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. But I would love to visit Scotland. That's another one. Now, Ireland, for me, same thing. I kind of put Scotland and Ireland together. I think that if I was going to visit Scotland, I would have to visit Ireland as well. And I think they would be great places to go. Yep, Melissa said it. Ireland as well. Okay, that's good, Stacey. I'm glad he finally got him, though. Hopefully he was able to play golf. But I really would. I would love to be able to do that. And then the other bucket list thing in the United States that we've never done that I would also like to do is, for me, is I would really like to visit California. I'd like to visit Hollywood. I've never been to Hollywood. I've never been to LA. I would like to at least experience that. I think that would be really, really cool. That way I could see Brian, Brian out in Anaheim. But I think that would be really nice to be able to go there, see LA, see Hollywood, see the Walk of Fame, Hollywood Boulevard, see the Hollywood sign, go to Beverly Hills, maybe take a tour of one of the back lots. I think that would be a really nice trip. So that would be another. I didn't even think of that, Stacy, and that's a good one too. And I'll get to that in a second, but I would really love to do that. And I think that would be fantastic. Yeah, Cargo, I agree. I don't think there's a lot of places I can say I wouldn't go. The only thing that would hold me back is definitely flying. I'm not a big flyer. I really get panic-stricken when I fly a lot. Melissa will tell you that. But if I could get past that part of it, like take some kind of sleeping pill or something like that, I agree. There aren't too many places I wouldn't go, I don't think. Singapore. There you go, John. I didn't even think of that. See, there's another place. So many different places to visit. Oh my gosh, that would be crazy. But Stacy said the Grand Canyon, and that's another place, Stacy, it's such an incredible, act of nature that it's unbelievable. That I would love to visit that. Now, the one thing I did get to do in the United States was I got to go to Sedona in Arizona one time. When I was out there for work. I was out there for work for 2 weeks, and I went to Sedona, California, and man, was that nice, guys. If you ever get a chance to do that, go to Sedona. Very pretty, very beautiful. The rocks, the mountains, it was awesome. I had a great time. I just thought it was fantastic. Hey, the Kingdom Times is in here. What's up, AJ? I hope that's AJ. I think that's AJ. Hey, AJ. Hope you're doing well. No, I'm glad you stopped in for a minute. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cargo, I wish I could say I wish I could. I wish I could say that I like flying. I just don't like flying. Duffy Bear. But Sedona, very nice area. I think you guys would really like that area. It's a small little town. And it's named after, Sedona's named after the guy who founded the city. It's named after his wife. And it's pretty neat. It really is a nice area there. And they have these, what's called pink jeeps that you can take, and they take you up into the rocks. And then they get you up really, really high, and you can look down on the whole area. It's really kind of nice. No, Sedona's in Arizona, Stacy, for sure. Yes, not California. I'd like to go to California. But I was saying that I've been to Sedona in Arizona, and yes, it's very nice. Yep, you're right. It's Arizona, for sure. But it's beautiful. I think it was awesome. I was really surprised at how much I liked it. And the town itself is so quaint. It's got like the one main strip where you can go down, and they have all your normal stores, you know, all your souvenir stores and stuff like that, but they have a couple really nice restaurants to eat in. The people were really nice. It's very pretty there, and it's a great place to visit if you can do it. Nah, Stace, that's okay. No problem. I might have kind of ran it all together. I do that a lot. But, yep, definitely. And the one tour, I will say this, guys. I want to go back to Adventures by Disney for a moment. They have one of the behind-the-scenes that you can do in California where they take you to, I think it's the Disney Archives, Disneyland, tickets to Disneyland, Disney's California Adventure, and I think it's the Disney Archives or the Disney Studios, and you can take a tour and you can have like a meal there, and it looks like it's a really cool adventure to take and a nice trip if you can do it. And it's not too bad price-wise. And Cherry might be able to help with that too, but it's really nice. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, Stacy, thank you for joining us. No problem at all. I definitely appreciate it. No problem. I appreciate you staying as long as you did. You have a great night too. I definitely appreciate you coming out. It's been a great time. We've had a lot of different places. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know how far in advance, and anybody that's gone overseas, maybe you could help us or help me. But when you plan a trip overseas, how far in advance do you need to plan that trip? Can you go a little further out than a year and a half? Can you plan 2 years ahead? Or do they not allow you to go that far out? Because like if it was a trip for Melissa and I maybe to Italy, we have our 25th anniversary coming up not too far, a couple years down the road, and Italy might be where we want to go. But I've never had a reason to plan a trip that far out, so I don't know if that's something you can do, or if you have to do it like within 6 months to a year. And you know, it's one of the things that we're looking into, but we have a lot of questions about that because we want to get one of these bucket lists off the list for sure. Let's see here. Oh, there you go. Absolutely, AJ. Yep. The Uruguay, Argentina, great places. Another 2 really good places for sure. Very, very pretty. Very pretty. And not too hard to get to at all. And it probably shouldn't be that expensive to get down there either. And since you have family down there, you might have a place to stay. Help to keep down your costs a little bit for sure. Oh my gosh, Sean, that would be so cool to visit Edinburgh in Scotland. To be able to go there. I don't care, I'd take the torch and I'd go down there. That would be really neat to see the dungeons and to visit that castle. Oh my gosh, that would be the best. I'm so jealous. That sounds fantastic. Hey, Cargo, no, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping in and staying for pretty much the whole thing. We're going to be only a few more minutes ourselves. So I definitely appreciate it. Guys, go out and see Cargo's channel if you haven't already subscribed. And subscribe to everybody's channel that's in here if you could. Great people. They all have great channels. I appreciate it, Cargo. Thank you. Carnival in Brazil would be cool, too. Carnival in Brazil would be cool, Florida Fanatics. I never even thought of that. That's a neat time to be down there, for sure, if you're down there. I mean, you got to be a party person, I'll tell you that. But yes, absolutely. That would be pretty neat to do that as well. I agree. Carnival in Brazil. Now, when is that, though, Florida Fanatics? Do you know what time of year they do that? Is that in, like, February or January? Or, because I'm not sure what time of the year they do that. And how long does that usually last? Is that a couple weeks? Because you're right, that could be a lot of fun. Brazil. And Brazil is another place to visit that could be really nice. Rio de Janeiro would be really nice. Oh, my gosh. They have some of the best beaches down there. Yes, Kingdom Times, absolutely. Athens in Greece would be fantastic as well. There are so many different places that would be wonderful bucket list places to visit. And, you know, I always say to folks, I know it's almost impossible to visit every single bucket list place that we have, but try to pick 1 or 2 and make sure you get them. Go to them. Do your best to get there. Save the money. Pinch here and there. Drink, you know, buy one less snack at the store or do something one less, and make sure you take a trip because we only go around. We only go around. I always say to Melissa, we only go around the track once in life. We only get one time around the track. So live it to the best of your ability and have a good time with it, and try to visit those places. Because they can be some really great places to visit. John, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for stopping in. Very, very appreciative. I'm glad you got the information on New York. You ever get over this way, let us know. We'll help you any way we can. But, guys, that's going to do it. And that's it. That is it. That is the bucket list places to go. I definitely appreciate everybody's input tonight. Some really great places I didn't even think about myself. And like I said, do your best. Try to get to those places. Do yourself that favor. You definitely deserve it, and you've earned it, I'm sure. But I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us. Florida Fanatics, John, Cargo, Melissa, Kingdom Times, R. Johns was in here. Stacy was in here. We had all kinds of different people in here tonight. I hope I didn't forget anybody. If I did, Brian, of course, was in here. We had a lot of different people in here tonight. And definitely Ray was in here, of course. And we definitely appreciate all of you coming out. It's been a great time tonight. Hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed bringing it to you. Kingdom Times, I appreciate that. No problem at all. But you guys have a great night. Thank you again. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. We come out with videos, vlogs, videos, top 10s, all kinds of great stuff. We do live streams twice a week. We do it on Tuesdays on Mouse Madness. And then Melissa's with me on Thursday nights for Disney Talk. And we got a good one coming up this Thursday, so I hope you all get to join us. And until then, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Again, thank you to the live place. It's been a great time, Dean. Appreciate you hosting us. Take care of yourselves and each other, guys. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for coming out. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye, Meg.